Hello dear students, welcome to science class. Today we are going to start chapter 16, Water, a precious resource. Students, after air, water is most important substance for all living beings. Water is essential for life. You know that about 70% of human body consists of water. Okay, and several biological processes in human beings and in animals are carried out in the presence of water, like digestion of food, absorption of nutrients, distribution of various substances from one part of a body to other parts, okay, excretion of body wastage. For these all process we need water, okay. And water is also essential for plants, for the germination of seeds, okay, transport of nutrients from the soil to the different parts of the plants, okay, and distribution of food from leaves to the various parts of the plants need water. Water is essential for the photosynthesis process, okay students. And water regulates body temperature of plants and animals. So water is most important substance for all living organism, okay students. 22nd March is celebrated as World Water Day to attract the attention of everybody towards the importance of conserving water. So everyone should understand that there will be no life without water on the earth. And we know that nearly three-fourths of the surface of earth is covered with water. Still we hear of shortage of water at many places. Millions of people do not get enough water, especially during summer. Some places face an acute shortage of water. At such places, taps are running dry. You will see long queues of the people for water. Okay, sometimes there are fight, marches, and protest for demand of water. Now let us see activity 16.1. Students, uh, if we take a picture of Earth from the outer space, it appears blue because of presence of water in the form of sea and oceans. Okay, now let us move to the next topic. How much water is available? We know that 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and this water is present in sea, ocean, river, lakes, ice caps, and groundwater and in the atmosphere. But the water which is present in the sea and ocean contains salt, means it is the salty water. So it is not fit for consumption. Okay, and fresh water is the pure form of water. And this pure form of water is present in river, lakes and underground as a groundwater. Okay. Now let us move to activity 16.2. Students, we know that 71% of earth consists of water. Out of 71%, 97% of water is in the oceans and seas. And remaining 3% is the fresh water in the form of lakes and rivers. Out of 3% fresh water, 30% is groundwater. Okay, and 69% is in the form of glaciers, icebergs, and out of remaining 1% of the water, only 0.006% is used by people for their uses. Means only small fraction of water is available for human beings. Now let us move to the next topic, forms of water. Students, water exists in three forms, that is solid, liquid and gas. Solid means ice form of the water. And this solid form of the water is present as ice caps at the poles of the earth, on the mountains and glaciers. Okay, and liquid water is present in the oceans, lakes, rivers and under the ground. And gaseous form of the water is present in the form of water vapors in the atmosphere. Okay students, now what is water cycle? Water cycle is the natural process that happens continuously on the earth. Okay, and water cycle maintain the amount of water level on the earth. Let us see figure 16.5. Students, what happens in the water cycle process? First, sunlight falls on the water bodies and water bodies evaporates, means water convert into water vapors. Okay, and this process is known as evaporation. Now, at higher altitudes, this water vapors condense, means convert into tiny water droplets, that is known as condensation process. And these water droplets join together to form clouds. Okay, and when clouds becomes heavy, then it falls on the earth as a rain. Okay, and this process is known as precipitation process. So these are the different states of the water cycle. Now let us move to the next topic. Students, we know that a large number of people draw water from the tube wells or hand pumps. From where do these sources get water? Students, these sources get water from the groundwater. So, let us move to the topic 16.3. What is groundwater? When some part of the rainwater goes into the soil, into the non-porous rock beneath and seeps under the ground. This is called groundwater or underground water. Okay, and the level of the underground water is called water table. And the level of the water table is variable, means it varies according to the place and season. So groundwater is the fresh water and it is used for various purposes such as consumption, domestic use, irrigation of the crops, industrial purpose, etc. Now let us know the new term, that is infiltration. What is infiltration? The process of seeping of water deep below the ground is called infiltration. Okay, and it is a continuous process and recharges the groundwater. Groundwater is pure because it gets filtered through the many layers of the sand, rock and soil. Okay, and it contains dissolved salt and it is free from the suspended impurities. Now, let us know about the aquifer. What is aquifer? Students, at many places, groundwater is present between the layers of hard rock below the water table is called an aquifer. Okay, and the water present in the aquifer is pumped out with the help of tube wells and hand pumps. Now let us see next topic, that is depletion of water table. If water is not sufficiently replenished, then water table may go down, and the reason is increasing population, industries, agriculture activities. Okay, decrease of seepage area for seepage of rainwater and deforestation. Okay, so let us see how increasing population is responsible for the depletion of water table. Students, with the increase in the population, demand for the construction of houses, shops, offices, roads is also increasing. This results in the decrease of open areas like parks and playgrounds. This in turn decreases the seepage of rainwater into the ground. Okay. Now, how increasing industries is responsible for the depletion of water table? Almost all industries need water, okay, and groundwater is mainly used by them. With the continuous increase in the number of industries, there is a depletion of groundwater. Other factor is agriculture activities. In case of no rainfall or very less rainfall, farmers uses groundwater to irrigate their crops. This result in the depletion of water table. Now let us see next topic, distribution of water. Students, distribution of water across the earth is not even due to the different factors such as rainfall and climatic conditions. Some places have high amount of rain and some places have scanty rainfall. Okay, and excessive rainfall causes flood, whereas the absence of rains result in drought. Activity 16.5 you have to do by yourself. Now let us move to the next topic, water management. Students, in cities and villages uh, which are not situated near the river or lake, then groundwater is the main source of the water. Okay, and at some places A regular supply of water is provided by a well-planned system of pipes. Many times you must have seen that water leaking from the water pipes, a lot of water gushing out. Okay, also a lot of water is wasted through the leaking taps. Knowingly or unknowingly, all of us waste water while brushing, bathing, washing. Students, water is a precious natural resource, so we should conserve this water. We can conserve water by rainwater harvesting method. What is rainwater harvesting method? Rainwater harvesting method is the process of collecting rainwater. Okay, and this rainwater recharges the groundwater. Okay, now what is Bavris? It is a traditional way of rainwater storage and recharge. Now what is drip irrigation? Students, drip irrigation is the process of watering the crops directly to the roots of the plants using narrow pipes. So by this following method we can save water. Now let us see next topic. What role you can play? Students, there are a number of ways you can adopt to minimize the wastage of water, like do not leave tap running while brushing teeth, shaving or washing clothes, okay, and mop the floor instead of the washing. Now what is the effect of water scarcity on the plants? We know that plants need water to get nutrients from the soil to prepare their food. Means for the process of photosynthesis, water is essential components. If no water, no photosynthesis process. Means no food, no oxygen. Okay. Hence no life without the plants. Okay, students. So water play important role for all living organism. Without water there is no life. Okay, and these all points are very important. You have to learn these all points. Now your chapter completed. I hope all of you understood the chapter. Thank you.